Hey everyone, and welcome to ChineseSkill Unit 33. In this unit, we're going to learn how to describe the frequency of an action. Before we begin, I want to let you know that some of the structures covered in this lesson are kind of complex. However, they are essential for quantifying frequency. So let's get started. Back when I was in college, I met a group of foreign exchange students from China that would get together every week and play basketball. To express every week in Chinese, we need to start by learning the word 每, which means every. And to express every plus some noun, we can use the following structure. 每 plus a measure word plus a noun. For example, person is 人, which uses 个 as its measure word. So every person would simply be 每个人, 每个人, every person. Month, we learned, is 月. So how would you say every month? 每个月, every month. Good. And for every week, we would say 每个星期. 每个星期, every week. Now there are a few exceptions with certain time words, such as 天 for day and 年 for year. For these exceptions, the only difference is that the measure word is not used. So if I told you 每天 meant every day, could you guess how to say every year? 每年, 每年, every year. Good job. Taking this one step further, in Chinese, when we actually want to express the frequency of an action, like how often you play basketball, for example, we will typically break it down to saying once every plus some period of time. And to do this, we can use the following structure. 每 plus a number plus a time word plus 一次. 次 is the measure word used to quantify frequency, and here it means time. 一次 means one time. So for example, 每两个星期一次. 每两个星期一次. Once every 2 weeks. And 每天一次. 每天一次. Once every day. Additionally, we can also choose to say 一年一次 to mean once a year. In this 每 number, time word, 一次 structure, 每 can actually be omitted. And if we want to add more details, like what you are doing once a year, or who is performing that action, that structure would look like this. A subject plus 每 plus a number plus a time word plus a verb plus 一次 plus an object. So using the example from before, let's say we play basketball once a week. 我们每个星期打一次篮球. 我们每个星期打一次篮球. We play basketball once a week. Notice the word 打篮球 for play basketball is actually a verb-object phrase. 打, literally to hit, is the verb, and 篮球, the noun for basketball, is the object. Similarly, 做运动 means to do sports or to play sports, and can also be interpreted as to work out or to exercise. 做, to do, is the verb, and 运动, sports or exercise, is the object. So how would you say, I work out once a day? 我每天做一次运动。我每天做一次运动。I work out once a day. Did you get that right? Now that we know how to express the frequency of an action, let's look at how to ask about the frequency. Looking back at the structure, subject, 每, number, time word, verb, 一次, object. Here, all we have to do is replace 每, number, time word, with 多久, which means how long, forming the new structure, a subject plus 多久, followed by a verb plus 一次 plus an object. Still using 打篮球 for play basketball as the example, we could ask 你多久打一次篮球？你多久打一次篮球？ Which literally means how long do you play basketball once? Or how often do you play basketball? 打乒乓球 means to play ping pong. So how would you ask, how often do you play ping pong? 你多久打一次乒乓球？你多久打一次乒乓球？ How often do you play ping pong? Good job. And besides using 多久 to ask about the frequency of an action, we can also just simply ask 你经常打篮球吗? Which literally means, do you play basketball often? If you remember from the last unit, 常常 and 经常 are synonyms, both meaning often, and are also adverbs, which means they are commonly placed before verbs. We can use the simple structure 经常 plus a verb to form simple phrases like 我经常打篮球 I often play basketball, and 我经常游泳 I often swim. And by placing 吗 at the end, we can also change the statement into a yes or no question. So how would you simply ask, do you run often? 你经常跑步吗？你经常跑步吗？ Do you run often? Good job. The next thing that I want to cover here is another simple way to express frequency, but for the cases in which the frequency is extremely low. In Chinese, 很少 as an adverb means rarely, and can be simply placed in front of a verb to express some action rarely occurs. For example, 我很少跑步。我很少跑步。I rarely run. So how would you say, I rarely swim? 我很少游泳。我很少游泳。I rarely swim. Good. Finally, using everything that we've covered up to this point, let's finish up with a little practice session here. Imagine we run into each other at the park, and I ask you, 你喜欢运动吗? Do you like sports? How could you tell me I really like to run and play basketball? 我很喜欢跑步和打篮球。我很喜欢跑步和打篮球。I really like to run and play basketball. Now following up, I ask you, 你多久打一次篮球? How often do you play basketball? How can you tell me I play basketball once every 3 days? 我每3天打一次篮球。我每3天打一次 篮球. I play basketball once every 3 days. Lastly, I'm curious about your running, so I ask, 你经常跑步吗? Do you run often? How could you respond and say, recently, I've rarely been running? 我最近很少跑步。我最近很少跑步。Recently, I haven't been running very much. Good job. Bye bye.